everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're taking a look at a K-bar knife. This is the K-bar Machete Kukri, and if you're looking for a chopping field use type tool, you'd look no further. This is what you've got right here. This, you've probably seen this before, maybe you've been thinking of getting one. I can tell you that this has exceeded my expectations. I think that this is a high value knife. It's really not that expensive. And if you click on the link below the video, you'll see the price. It's really, it's got qualities that you would expect in a knife of a higher price than what it is. It comes with this sheath. The sheath now is, it's a serviceable sheath. It certainly gets the job done. It's leather on one side and a kind of a canvas nylon on the other side. It does have two snaps here to open the knife up with. It does have a D-ring here with the belt loop, and then another D-ring down here, which is a leg loop. So if you are going to wear it on your side, a knife of this size would do a lot of swinging, so you're probably going to want to, make a tie down, put a shoelace or leather piece or something through there and tie it to your leg, so you're not, it's not swinging all the time. So, but you open it up with some real good heavy snaps here, and the sheath is riveted in a couple of places and then stitched all around, of course. It is a side entry sheath, so comes out like that, and that's about all there is to say about the sheath. It's just a good, serviceable, simple sheath, and it'll serve you well. All right, there you go. Wow, look at that. That's one heck of a knife coming at you. The specs on that is an 11.5-inch blade. It is made of 1085 carbon steel. The 1085 is a little bit softer than the typical 1095 that we see. It's not quite as common as 1095, but for a tool like this, it's a good choice. This obviously is made for chopping, and that's what this knife lives for. And that's a good steel because it's not brittle. It's a softer steel. It's not going to chip so much when as you're hitting and chopping. The edge might roll a little bit, and then of course you would just sharpen it up again. But it's going to protect the blade more. It's going to be more durable. You'll get more use out of it. It is coated with a very durable black epoxy kind of a finish. Let's see if I can get a close-up on that. You can see you can see that coating on there. Now that's not just an easily scratched black paint. That's not like your Teflon paint or something like that. This is a baked-on finish, and it's on there to protect the blade from rust because, as I say, the 1085 is a high carbon steel. It doesn't have a lot of chromium in it. The chromium, of course, will make it the stainless, and will make a stainless steel, which does prevent rust, and it is also a hardener. It will harden the steel as well. But it doesn't. This is just a carbon blade, so it is susceptible to rust, which is why they protect it with this coating. It is the steel is only exposed here at the edge. I would recommend just keeping it dry and maybe keeping a light coat of oil or dry lube on the edge there. You'll be fine. I'll give you the overall length of it. It is 17 inches overall, and that I said it's a 52 to 54 Rockwell hardness. If I didn't say that. The handle is made of craton, which is a very durable, sort of rubbery type, very grippy type of a material. It's not flexible, but it does seem to have some of the characteristics of a rubber, just in tackiness and grip. It is the weight of it is 20 ounces, and that is just one heck of a tool. The thickness now is about 3 millimeters, so that actually will give you more cutting ability the narrower blade. I mean, when you bring that all of the inertia and momentum, not only from this wide chunk of steel here, but also the curve of the kukri, that traditional kukri shape, it increases leverage and momentum as you're chopping. And you bring all of that mass down onto this thin edge, and put all of that force down into that one small point, it's going to give. That tree branch is going to shear off. You're going to put a deep chop into the tree trunk, and that's what's going to make it work fast for you. It's got a sharp tip, really quite surprisingly sharp. The edge angle is 20 degrees, which is also a bit of a surprise to me. I would have thought maybe more like 25, but they put a 20-degree edge on there, so that's definitely going to bite on your first swing. I mean, and you may want to carry a field stone with you to maybe to touch up the edge. If you go a half a day and maybe you might want to put a few strokes on it to freshen it up for the afternoon. But that's going to do a good job, no doubt about it. What kind of uses would you get out of this? Well, like I say, this really is a chopping tool. It's a field tool. You're going to take it maybe camping. You're going to take it out in your backyard to clear brush, or out into the field to clear things. I've used a kukri myself, not this one, but a different kukri, and I cleared some brush off of the berm out behind my house, sumac and other things. I mean, it's a tool. I mean, this is really a field tool, a yard tool. Could you do some fine work with it? Well, I suppose you could. I mean, it's certainly got a sharp enough edge to do that. It has a surprisingly sharp edge for being this type of a tool. But it's going to be for those kind of jobs where you need to cut down some things in a hurry, or you've got some thick pieces of brush or trees. Yeah, absolutely, you could take a tree down with it. It really is a combination hatchet, sort of a mini axe, as a combination knife axe. The kukri is a great design. It really uses the leverage and the power that you put into it, that curve. I know that one company, I'm not sure if it was Stanley, or I'm not sure who it was, but there was a hammer that was made at one time that had this type of a curve to it, so that when you hammered, the handle was curved, and so the head of the hammer would come down with extra force. That was actually a good hammer. I haven't seen it for a long time though, but that's a good idea. They were using the kukri design in that way. The handle, we'll take a look at that. Like I said, it's made of craton, and I'll give you a close-up on that. It is just slightly textured, but that's really not what keeps your grip. What keeps your grip is the nature of the material being tacky, being kind of sticky and rubbery. Also, it has this siping cut into it here, so that helps with retention and hold, as well as dispersing sweat off your hand. As you can see, it does have a swell here. This belly, so that's where your hand wraps around, and then of course it has this hooked pommel. So as you're swinging and the centrifugal force is pulling that knife out of your hand, then that pommel catches on the back of your last finger. So as you're swinging, that's trying to pull out of your hand, but that pommel is hooking on it, so it's not going anywhere. That's nice to have. It does come with a lanyard hole, collared, nice. And I would recommend would recommend using that. I would put a lanyard in there and then loop it around my hand and then grab like that to give you extra hold while you're swinging this. It's a nice thick handle, and it does flare here, so you've got that sort of hand guard, hand protection there. You can see it's an oval to circular shape. Circular more in the ends, and then oval in the middle. The tang, it goes down into the knife. It narrows a bit, and then goes down to the handle, down to about here in the handle. It's got good. It's mated up against the handle very nicely. I'll show you that. It's well made. It's well made. It is made in Taiwan. It does have a swedge up here at the top. Back out for you there. It does have a swedge up there at the top. Because this also, this is a piercing tool as well. The Kukri design, most people don't know, but it is actually a very excellent piercing design. In addition to chopping, that is actually a very good in penetration and piercing. So it's a great design. It's a great tool. It's made with good materials. It comes with a very serviceable sheath that will give you good service. It's made by K-Bar, so you can't go wrong there. And you're not going to be afraid. You're not going to be afraid to get this thing dirty and really get down with it, because that's what it's made for. And I think that's a good one. If you're looking for a chopping tool, if you're looking for something to do some hard work with this summer, or some spring cleaning around the yard, that's a good idea. I can recommend. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you again.